But first, a toy that's been loved by a father and son alike. Alex Baker and 7-year-old Flynn are here to see specialists of all things snuggly, Amanda and Julie.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Who have you brought to show us?
Lamb chop.
What a sweetie.
He's my dad's. He was 4 months old when he got him.
Really? That's amazing.
Lamb chop has been my one of my fondest memories from childhood. The only bear that I ever kept. I was 4 months old. I got him for Christmas from Santa.
Yes.
So when I was very young, I lost my hearing in my left ear, so I've got no hearing in my left ear, so I spent a lot of time in and out of hospital having worked on my ears. And yeah, he kept me safe. I used to keep him on the bed with me and hug him, and he had everything done that I would have done, the bands put on with his name on, and the doctors would pretend to give him the jabs. And then when I would go down to theatre, he'd be kind of on the bed with me.
And he's been with you ever since?
Yes, he has with
Not
me.
ever since, because you gave him to me.
Now I've given him to you, yes.
Why did Daddy give Lamb Chop to you?
Because I was scared of the dark. Yeah. And the other teddies weren't helping me like Lamb Chop was.
Amazing.
He's a bit of a superhero, is Lamb Chop.
Yes.
So why have you brought him to us today?
Because he's very broken.
Oh.
He's lost his
Eyeball.
one of his eyes, and
And his ear fell off because my dad carried him by
I used to carry him by the ear, which is why that one kept falling off.
I can honestly say he still looks really happy.
Because he still has a smile.
He does. He does. He looks happy.
But
And I
it's half gone.
think we can give him half a smile. Or a new smile, whichever you would like, really.
I do smile.
New smile.
Tell us what else you'd like us to do for him.
Really furry.
You want the fur back on.
Like
Sort of fluffy.
Lila, a guinea pig. He needs to be more squishy.
More squishy.
Squishy, yeah.
He was a bit
Okay.
more squishier before.
So I
he
can
has.
squeeze.
Do you think he's
him.
flat because he gets slept on?
Yes. And there's one thing you shouldn't forget.
What's that?
A red bow tie.
A red bow tie.
Because he used to have one.
I think it's orangey coloured, isn't it?
Red, it looks
Red orange.
reddish.
Okay, red oranges. Yeah.
OK.
So I'm afraid it's time you're going to have to say goodbye to Lamb Chop now.
Goodbye, Lamb Chop.
Big cuddle. I can wear as well. All right, we'll say goodbye to him, yeah?
Don't worry, we will look after him, all right?
Definitely will.
Thank you.
Thank you very
You're
much.
so welcome. And we'll see you very soon.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Flynny.
He's absolutely adorable.
He is, isn't he? Come on, let's get started.
I think our biggest challenge here is getting him really fluffy. I'm hoping that when we clean him, that will bring up some fluffiness.
Yes.
And I think we're going to have to line him. We'll make sure we use something really, really snuggly. So, of course, there's a new ear to be made.
New eye, nose and mouth.
Nose and mouth.
And I know where you're going. Superhero cape.
Oh, absolutely. Can it have SL on the back?
SL.
Super lamb.
Oh, super.
Super lamb.
OK, and his little bow tie.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Split him. You can have the head. I have the body.
I think that's a plan.
Perfect. I always feel a bit mean having to take them apart, but we know it's for the best, don't we?
Tough love and all that.
Yeah. Here we go.
Get that head off.
So he's ready to go for his wash, and then we'll be able to see exactly how his fur's going to come up.
Next, a foodie fix for Dominic Chinier. Alejandro Armelini from Leicester has brought a gadget that has kept his family fed for generations.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome. You okay?
Very well, thanking you.
Dying to see what's in the bag, please.
This is my great-grandmother's breadcrumb maker.
It looks like it's got some age to it.
It has. This has been in my great-grandmother's kitchen for over 100 years in Montevideo, Uruguay, which is where I was born.
Okay.
You could see it the moment you walked into that room, and it was used and used and used all the time. It was a busy kitchen.
Was it a big family?
It was a big family. There's my great-grandmother and all of her children, including my grandmother.
All of how many? How many is that?
9.
9.
Yes. The 2 star players are my great aunts, my grandmother's sisters, Ada and Micha. They lived in the house and they were pretty much in charge of the kitchen and anything surrounding the kitchen, the breadcrumb stars, as I call them. Being with Ada and Micha was a big part of my childhood and that of many of my cousins, brothers and sisters, and so on. They never raised their voice, never shouted. They were very quiet, very particular, and they introduced me to this breadcrumb maker for a very simple purpose, for me to do some of the work. And so they explained how it worked, and they showed me how to get the right type of breadcrumbs for the types of dishes that they will subsequently prepare for us.
The right type of breadcrumbs?
Yes.
So they were quite particular then. I just thought it was breadcrumbs.
The breadcrumbs had to be right. And that means a certain level of thickness, a certain consistency of it. They had a bit of skill to it, which they tried to pass on to me.
OK. Obviously, they were so particular about their breadcrumbs. What would they use them for?
There were several dishes that breadcrumbs were used for. But in particular, the milanesas, or breaded beef cutlets, that was a major component of the family diet in those days. And because it was such a big family, lots of milanesas had to be made, and as a result, lots of breadcrumbs had to be made. So it was an important part of the family history, not just for me as a 5, 6, 7-year-old, but also for other members of the family. It was a big house, and this is part of their lives as well.
Do you feel like this is a little piece of that childhood now?
It is, and it does bring back not just the memories of using it, but a range of other memories and experiences around that house.
Yeah. So it looks like it's all there. Is it working now?
It doesn't work that well.
No.
So there is something in here that needs to be looked at to make it work again properly.
Yeah.
We use breadcrumbs in our cooking. These days we buy the breadcrumbs from a shop, which is
we need to change that.
We need to change that drastically, and this will help us do that. So the plan is for this to feature prominently in our kitchen and to be put to good use. And you wouldn't want to put food through that with the drum in that state.
No, fair enough. It's fascinating. I can't wait to get started.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
See you soon.
See you
Bye-bye.
soon. Bye-bye.
I really like this. It's just a classic example of brilliant engineering. It's so simple. Just clamps onto the bench, stale bread goes in the top, crank the handle and it spins round. But this has been used so much, it's actually worn it to nothing. It's paper thin. As I'm sort of just touching it, it's literally crumbling. Just from being used and just worn out. Same for the sort of pivot mechanism. This handle has a big chunk missing off the top. The only solution for that really is to build that up with weld. Oh, dear me. You can see now how it's paper thin. That being said, this back mechanism and the handle support and the spindle that goes through the machine, this is all okay. So maybe I'm wondering now if there's a way I can keep this back part, find a new piece of sort of greater material and solder it all back together. But that is going to be a challenge. That's a tricky one. I think I need to give that one some thought. Before I can get started on any of the repairs, I'm going to give the main body a good clean.
Lamb chops washed up really well. So the next thing I have to address is the lining. So I'm going to turn him through and work from the inside. To keep lamb chop really soft and squishy, we have found this amazing, fluffy, fleecy fabric. The approach I'm going to take is simply to make a replica body and feed the new one inside like a glove. I think probably the most difficult thing about a task like this is the fact that all the materials I'm dealing with have a stretch to them. It's really important to keep the fabrics lying in the right direction, to not pull on them too much. Anything that causes a tension will stretch the fabric out of shape. Of course, the reason that a stretchy material is going to help me is that we have got to get, and this is on Flynn's instruction, a very squidgy lamb. So with a stretchy lining, it's going to help to get that lovely plump round shape that we've got to get. I now have my 2 pieces, which I can now stitch together to make the all-important lining.
One of the main problems that a lamb chop has is his missing ear. So this is the original one, and these are the pieces that I've made. And I'm going to sew so the fluffy sides are touching, and then turn it through so we get a nice, neat finish. When I was unpicking lamb chop's ear, I discovered horrible invisible thread, which I really, really don't like. It's quite spiky, and if you know, if a thread does come loose, you really, really feel it. I'm using a nice strong thread to stitch lamb chop back together, which is much softer. So when Flynn's cuddling him, you won't get those horrible spiky ends sticking in him. I'm feeling the pressure a little bit here. Flynn knows exactly how he thinks lamb chop should look. We are doing everything we can to try and fulfil that while still keeping the integrity of lamb chop for Alex, because it's his lamb chop too.
I'm going to pop the new lining into the old body. And already it feels fluffier. So now I'm just going to add some stuffing to his body, and then I'll be able to address trying to get him a little bit furrier. We're using the polyester fill stuffing. This is child-friendly and washable, so it's the safest and best thing to stuff lamb chop with. So I've got to get that fine balance between stuffing too tight and making him firm and getting him lovely and squidgy and round, like he should be. That's much better. I'm happy with that. Right, to address his fluffiness, I'm going to use this really fine crochet hook. And if I very carefully feed it in between the stitches of the weave of his fabric, I can pull out little bits of the fluff that's on his lining. He's never going to look proper fluffy again. But if we can bring a little bit out, I think we'll be on to getting him more guinea pig-like.
So here we go on the very last stitch of lamb chop's ears. Let's just have a look. Oh yes, much more lamb-esque, I would say. The next thing I need to do is address the fact that he only had one eye when he arrived. I've got the eye here. Now, this one has a safety fastening on the back, and I've really tried to get the back off, but I can feel the plastic is starting to crack. And being that Flynn is going to play with lamb chop, I think it's good that we replace this eye because it could become hazardous. The eyes that I've sourced are identical to the one that he had. And they suit him perfectly. So I'm going to pop those in and his face will start to come alive. I've marked where they need to go. Fabulous. So the next thing, I'm going to pop some stuffing in that head, and then I'll be able to address the nose and mouth. Things are really looking up for lamb chop.
Mark, you need to see this. Look at this.
What have we got? Oh, my word. Where did you get that?
Owner of this vintage radiogram is Sue Caram from Bolton, who, along with grandson Zane, is hopeful that audio expert Mark Stuckey can get her now silent stereo rocking again.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you. You?
I'm very good. Can't
Good.
complain.
Lovely to meet you.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Now this, where did you get this from?
It was my dad's. So I've had it since 1977, a year after my dad passed away.
Wow.
Unfortunately, he died when he was 49, so I got this then.
What's your dad's name? Or was his name?
Harold.
Harold. So, growing up, what was it like?
My dad had his own chair,
Right.
and he'd be tapping his foot. You had to be quiet when they was playing Glenn Miller, Frank Sinatra, all them kind of
I
records.
do the good one. I do like a bit of Glenn Miller, and
Yeah.
I love
Oh,
Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, I've got all them.
You got your dad's records?
Yeah, I've got my dad's records as well. Fortunately, I just can't play them anymore. I just have them in storage.
Ready and waiting.
Ready and waiting, yeah.
So when was the last time you played any music on this, then?
I would... in the 80s.
Wow.
Sometime in the 80s. I don't know what happened, it just broke down.
She could never bring herself to get rid of it.
No, I couldn't. I couldn't do it.
Okay.
So it means a lot to you then,
Yeah.
doesn't it, obviously?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
So, Zane, you've never heard this play, then?
No, unfortunately not. Stopped working before I was born.
Okay.
But I know music based off what my grandma's brought us up on. Same kind of stuff, Glenn Miller, Frank Sinatra, and a lot of Elvis Presley.
A lot of Elvis, yeah? So you love music, then?
Yeah.
And where's
do.
that come from? Your dad, then?
Yes, fond memories. Yeah.
Has anybody taken this out to try and fix it?
So, I mean, I'm an aspiring engineer.
Okay.
So then I had a look at it, but then this is well beyond me.
If Mark's able to repair this and you've got Dad's vinyl playing on this, what's that going to mean to you?
Oh, it'll mean a lot, that. I'll be
Yeah.
able to sit for hours just listening to them. Bring the grandkids in and let them know what it's all about.
Wow.
It'll be massive.
Yeah?
Be able to listen to them on there.
We best get working, then.
Indeed.
Yeah? So thank you both for bringing this in. We'll get it sorted.
Great.
You guys
Thank
take care now.
Thank you
Great.
very much.
All right?
Thanks very much.
Bye.
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 You know you're going to have to get this working tip-top.
Oh, yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Nice one.
Yeah. Wow. Right, what's always fascinating when you work with something like this, and it's probably never come out since it was originally built, there's some trepidation but excitement. In many ways, you're like that archaeologist. You're going into that tomb for the first time. You don't know what traps, hidden surprises are going to be there. Even occasionally, an eight-legged creature can come out. Interestingly, just on the right-hand side of the back here, I can actually see there is a date stamp, 23rd of June, 1950 something, but so it's going to be that 55, 56. I always find it fascinating to sort of be able to identify more detail when it was manufactured. I need to effectively get everything out of this case so I can examine it in more detail. Okay, so the chassis is now starting to come down. Wow, look at this. I can see this has never been touched. It's all original, which is a good thing because it should be exactly as the manufacturer intended it to be. So I should better trace back the components, identify what they are to replace them. So I've got all the electronics out. Now it's put it onto the workbench so I can have a proper look.
Dom is using a medley of metalwork skills to shore up the unstable structure of the vintage grater.
One of the biggest issues for this breadcrumb maker was the actual sort of grating mechanism. Once it's in that hole, it's loose and flapping around all over the place. It's just due to wear and tear. Luckily, I have a solution, and that is this little bronze bushing. So basically, drill out the hole, then I'm going to press this bronze bushing inside the casting, and that will act as a bearing. To get that level of accuracy, drill bits are not quite enough. That's where I need a reamer. It's a series of blades. The further up the shank, the wider it gets, and we're talking tiny, tiny increments. It's just a tiny little scrape off the surface. That feels, to me, like it's about right. I'm going to cautiously try and press it in now. Here he goes, yes. I'm having to put a fair amount of pressure on this. The further in it goes, but they're feeling good. Look at that, yes. Oh, I could not be happier. That is so good. Now that the bushing is in, I need to do the same with a smaller reamer on the inner diameter to fit the shaft from the actual grater to make sure that is absolutely perfect and there's as little play as possible. The handle for Ali's breadcrumb maker has got a big chunk missing out the top of it, and unfortunately it's right in the spot where the bolt that holds the handle onto the machine is. I need to build this area up with weld, grind it back down smooth, drill a hole, cut a new thread, then I can bolt that back onto the machine. Okay. That's great. I do need to dress that back down now. I'll file it down, get it nice and flat. Once that's all sanded down, I've touched up the paint, you're never going to know that I've been there. Hey, Jay.
How you doing, Dom?
How's it going?
Look what I got for you.
Oh, they've arrived. Brilliant.
There's no rough edge to that.
That is not going to make many breadcrumbs, is it? No.
So how are you going to do that?
Oh, honestly, this bit, this is
Right.
it's causing some problems. I need to basically recreate this. It's almost like a cheese grater. See, it's got little teeth sticking out.
Oh, yeah.
So as the bread gets pushed in, it cuts it.
It cuts it.
I need to make a new tool to lift that bit out.
God blimey.
And I've got to do that on every single hole to create that actual cheese grated bit.
Wow. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see this working.
Brenton.
I hear you need a hand with some precision engineering.
Well, you could call it that. I'm trying to design and make some tools to turn that into a grater.
So it's a die, a punch and die, is it?
Basically, it's, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What do you need me to do?
Well, look, I've done that so far.
That looks amazing.
Over-engineered,
Okay.
slightly elaborate
That's
tool.
really good.
And then I've got this bit,
Okay.
which is going to be, hopefully that'll fit in there.
Okay, so that needs a little bit ground out of that. That's why I brought my drill over.
Perfect.
I've got some little tiny, tiny bits. So you haven't got anything that'll grind that small?
No, literally, I've got little die grinders, but my
Not that small.
version of a little die grinder is not that small.
Well, this is my version. Can I try that?
You want to have a look? Yeah.
Yes, please.
Hopefully, that's where the
Hopefully.
pink line is.
Right. Well, that goes together now.
That looks
Try that.
Yeah, that looks really promising.
So, shall we try punching one, see if it works?
If you don't mind.
OK, two-man job.
Exactly.
Right, let's give this a go.
Yeah, perfect.
So this is the moment of truth, then?
Make sure you get it lined up, though.
Absolutely. Happy?
Yeah. Oh, first test.
How's that look?
Not bad.
Bit harder?
It's not quite right,
What's
though.
a bit deeper, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Try hit it harder.
Try again. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hit it a bit harder.
A bit harder this time.
How's that?
Oh, yeah.
Thing is, I'm going to have to do that 300 times all the same.
Yeah, they're really literally about 300 holes. Yeah. That's really good, actually. I think we've got it.
Wow. This is going to be a long day.
It'll be worth it, though.
It will be worth it.
Ali will get those breadcrumbs that he's been wanting for so many years.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Perfect.
Heavy metal for Mark on the radiogram.
I've got some awkward nuts underneath here which I have to undo. All of them bar one is caused me a problem until now.
In Bear Corner, things are rather more tranquil. Lamb Chop is even managing a smile, thanks to Amanda's nifty needlework.
There you go. Thank you. Look at that. So sweet. Adorable. Look at his little fluffy face.
I'm really looking forward to seeing Flynn again.
Yeah.
It'd be so lovely to reunite him with Lamb Chop. I mean,
It will. And Alex must be really pleased that Flynn's taken such a shine to Lamb Chop. It's quite touching, really.
It is, isn't it? I found orangey red ribbon.
Oh, that'd be perfect. Now, we said a little bow tie, didn't we?
We did.
Not a great long one. Yeah. About like that?
Perfect.
That's it, then.
It's like a spring lamb.
Lamb Chop arrived at the barn with balding fur, a missing ear and eye, and in need of fattening up. But the bear ladies were determined to get him looking super again.
Is he ready? He's looking gorgeous. So if you had a superpower, what would it be? I'd quite like to fly. What?
You don't like heights?
Well, it would be low flying.
Lamb Chop supported Alex through countless hospital appointments as a child, but has now turned his talents to helping Flynn conquer his fear of the dark.
Hello again. Hello. Welcome back. How lovely to see you again.
Really nice to see you guys as well.
How are you feeling?
Good.
You're good, aren't you? Very excited to see him, aren't you? Yes. And he's very special to you, isn't he?
Yes, and you.
And me,
Oh,
yes.
Are you ready to see him?
Yes, please.
Are you sure?
Oh my gosh, Flynn, look. Wow. Oh, he's even got the bow you mentioned as well that was in the picture of Daddy when he was a baby.
And he's fur.
Oh, wow, and he has fur. Oh, wow, look at him, Flynn. That's amazing.
Last time he wasn't as squishy as he is now.
He wasn't, was he?
Now he's more squishy.
He's more squishy.
And I love that you've made the ears really soft. I love it.
You love it.
Oh.
He does look like and feel like a lot more puffier and less kind of ragged, definitely. Oh, he does look amazing. What do you have to say to the bear ladies, Flynn?
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
So welcome.
But we do have one more thing.
We do.
We thought that a super lamb should have his very own super lamb cake.
Oh, do you remember? That's perfect, isn't it?
Here we go. You can just tie it
There you
on
go, she's
here.
now a super lamb.
He's even stronger now.
Yeah.
And look,
Then
he's got
look.
super lamb on the back.
It's amazing, isn't it?
My favourite part about him is him.
It's him. Oh, that's nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's been so nice meeting you. Bye.
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 Now that Lamb Chop's been fixed, I'm going to give him some of my dinner, and when it's night time, I'm going to snuggle up with him.
really brings back happy childhood memories. I get a lovely, lovely feeling that I know that he's now going on to Flynn and he can do the same for Flynn as he did for me.
He's really special to my dad because my dad kept him till his teenager age.
Yeah, all the way to an adult.
Yeah, that's really long.
Oh, thanks.
A lifetime of tinkering means Mark knows exactly how to get the vintage radiogram playing the hits again.
The very first thing I'm going to do now is actually test the valves. The one which does most of the work here is an EL84, which is an audio output valve. Now, valves can have numerous uses. This particular one takes a small signal in and it just amplifies it, makes it larger so you can hear it. It gives a really lovely warm type sound which more modern types of silicon-based components can't really easily replicate. I have my valve tester, and all manufacturers of valve testers will give you a book like this, and it tells you how to preset the positions of the switches so you do a check on the valve and prove if it's efficient or not. So I go down to the valve, which is identified as an EL84. That's 6.3 volts. Screen grid, 6 volts control grid. So if I put it now over to do a test, this valve should start to get red. There we go. And I now press a button, and this meter then should rise to 8. And we have 8.5, which implies that the valve is incredibly good. The valve is still doing the job it was intended to do, but that's only one of a number. So I've got to do the rest yet. Good. Out of turntables I've sort of worked over the years on, this, to be honest, is probably the worst condition. That's not because of misuse, it's just the fact it's been well used. So that's all got to be stripped out, redone, put back together, tested. So we can now concentrate on this. This is the actual motor. This is the heart and soul of any turntable. If this doesn't work, this is like your heart. That stops, that doesn't work, that packs up. Simple as that. At the moment, this is incredibly stiff, so this motor will just get warm and hot, and eventually the windings would burn out. I think it was very close to the point where this would have become unserviceable. So, yeah, it's at the nick of time. We're like the 7th Cavalry, just come in. I've literally stripped down the motor, and it does feel quite good now, but the proof is always in the pudding. So we're now going to start putting the voltage up. Here we go. So no, that's all fine. It's quite a happy little bunny, that one. Quite content, still as good as the day it was fitted by the factory. So what I've got to do now is look at all this mechanism. Piece by piece, I'll clean them, put them back, and hopefully by the time I've finished at the end, it'll work smoothly and spectacularly again.
Dom's been working up an appetite, hand-punching hundreds of holes to recreate the antique breadcrumb maker's grater, meaning it's almost ready for action.
Look at that. I've sent the new grater that I've made with Brenton away to be tin-plated. That is completely for food hygiene reasons. Make sure it's nice and safe for Ali to use. All I need to do now is assemble it. And to be fair, reassembly is fairly straightforward. The main body, with its new bush in the back and the spinning part, is lovely. So now the grater
I'm so chuffed with this grater. It's perfect. Then the handle, brilliant. That is spinning so nicely now. Really nice and free. It's perfect. Ah, I can't wait for Ali to have a go at this and make those breadcrumbs and carry on that tradition that's been in his family for so many years.
For many generations, this grater was used to make the crucial ingredient for family favourite beef Milanese, and Alejandro's hoping to create the dish for years to come.
Ah, here he is. Ali, welcome back.
Thank you, Dom. Nice to see you.
Good, nice to see you too. To anybody else, this is a regular breadcrumb maker, but I can completely understand for you, it's a lot more than that, isn't it?
It's because of the people in the past, present and future that the breadcrumb maker relates to, and the lives of all those people that this was very much central to.
Yeah. I can't wait to show you.
Right.
You ready?
I am ready. Ooh. This is extraordinary. Whew. Look at this. This is really an extraordinary piece of work. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Beautiful.
Do you want to see it working?
Have you got some bread?
I have.
Whoa,
yes.
Let's do it.
Now, Ali, I know you're quite particular with your breadcrumbs. I hope this bread is okay.
Yeah.
I know how important it is to you that
Yes.
those breadcrumbs are just right.
They have to be right. And they have to be right for the milanesas, and they have to be right for everything else.
Yeah.
Shall we have a go?
Feel free.
Look at this.
That's a satisfying sound.
That is amazing. That is brilliant. Well done. Fantastic work.
Thank you. It's been a while, hasn't it?
It's been a while. It's been a good 40 years, 45
Really?
years since I last used it. So it's a lot of memories associated with this. That history and that family that you were so attached to for so long.
Yeah.
And they're all very, very nice memories.
Good. Well, it's yours to take away. I really hope you enjoy it.
I will.
Thank you so much. See you later.
It warms your heart to think of the memories of my great aunties using it on a daily basis. It really produces the types of breadcrumbs that my great aunties would have been proud of. And the milanesas that will result from that are gonna be a lot better. I'm really looking forward to that.
Having meticulously dismantled, then rebuilt the stereogram from the ground up, Mark is almost ready to see if his wiring wizardry has paid off.
I've put the dummy record in. I'm just going to hit the button, and if all goes according to plan, you should now drop. You should go across. Come down nice and slowly. And it does. It does exactly what it should do, which is really encouraging. Everything is working spot on with the turntable. But I just can't wait to see the reaction of Sue and Zane when they actually hear it and see it all working as it should work, again, after so many decades.
Accompanied by grandson Zane, Sue is eager to hear the radiogram's mellow tones and relive the memories that it holds.
That's it. Here she is.
Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm doing OK. How are you doing?
I'm very good.
Good.
Nice to see you back here.
You ever noticed that he's brought a record in?
Yeah, he has. He's expecting great things.
OK, we best
get on with it.
OK. You ready to see
Yeah,
it?
I'm more than ready to see it.
OK. Right.
Ooh. Can I look?
Yeah, of course you
By all
can.
means, yes.
Look at that. Can I switch it on?
Of course you can.
Yeah. Oh, look, it lights up. There you go. But the main thing is does the record network?
You've got a record in your hands.
See how much you can remember.
Yeah, that's it.
Actually,
It does, yeah.
Well done.
Sounds good too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Sounds really good. Some bees. Yep. It's sounding very good, that, yeah. Very nostalgic. Brings back many memories.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, that.
So is it everything you hoped for?
Yeah, and more.
That's
Definitely.
Good. Well, that's good.
Definitely. You did a fantastic job.
You're most kind, thank you.
Zane, you've never heard this played before, have you?
No, it sounds better than I could have imagined, to be honest, especially given its age.
So I'm sure you want to get this home and play Dad's tunes on this, yeah?
I do, yes.
We'll give you a hand out to the car with this. But thank you for bringing it. Thank you both.
Thank you for doing it.
You ready?
Yep.
I think it's a special day. It's a day out with my grandson. We don't get many of them, do we?
No, we don't get many of them, to be fair, but it's just nice. It means so much to you as well. So it's nice for me to be a part of them.
I was actually thinking about my dad. It does make you feel connected to the person you've lost many, many years ago. Looking forward to taking it home and playing all my dad's records.